$20, 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35, $40, $40.
You see? I can't understand these guys either. This is crazy, man. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. I don't care about your accent. I just want to communicate with you. Hello, my friend. How are you? I love to see you here. Welcome back. Today, I start the class with a polemic. I am 100% against the softwares that recognize if you were speaking English correctly. I am open for the debate. Professors, talk to me. I will prove you during this class that your accent is irrelevant to communicate in English. The differences in how you speak will not interfere in your success. The differences of accent have zero value in your communication. During this class, I'll show you different people speaking English. They are all speaking English, and they're all with different accents. But before we start, let's get prepared. First thing, you see? If I don't leave my cell phone on flight mode, it will be ringing, my dear. Flight mode. All right, now, that interruption was urgent, but our class is important. When we focus on things that are important, we move ahead. If we only focus on urgent things, we're just fighting the fire. Let's get prepared. Release your body. If you can, stand up. I don't stand up because when I stand up, you don't see my face. And I like to be checking, looking at your eyes. Here we go. Release your body. Let's stretch our arms to the front. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Release your arms, your shoulders, move your neck. 10 times. Count for us, please. You. Start. 1. 2. Now you are going to open your chest and try to put your arms to the back. And let's count to 10. Start, please. You count for us. 1. 2. All right. Release your arms. Release your body. Now, we're going to do this movement here. You are going to open your chest and your arms like this, and you're going to elevate your arms and touch your hands up like this. Okay? Let's go. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'm already sweating. Now, we're going to do this movement here. This movement here, okay? 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Release your shoulders, release your arms, move your legs. We are activating our brain, our body, our cells. Now, let's do our sprint. We're going to do this for 10 seconds. And then I'm going to count to 5. And we're going to do maximum speed during these 5 seconds, okay? 10 seconds. Normal speed, 5 seconds, maximum speed, okay? It's the sprint. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, release your body. Now, the opposite. 10 seconds fast and 5 seconds slower. Here we go. 10 seconds fast. Get prepared. 3, 2, 1, start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay, now let's release your shoulders, release your body. And now let's do our breathing exercise to concentrate better. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, breathe out. One, two, three, breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, breathe out. One, two, three, breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, breathe out. One, two, three, breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, breathe out. Now, once more, relax the muscles of your face. Relax your shoulders. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3, breathe out. All right. Smile, my friend. Yes. Yes. Keep that smile on your face. Let me read part of this book to you, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's not enough to be at the right place at the right time. You have to be the right person at the right place and at the right time. Who are you? How do you think? What are your beliefs? What are your habits? What's your opinion about yourself? How much trust do you have in yourself? How is your relationship with people around you? Do you trust these guys? Can you keep going even when you don't want to? Yes, you can. Of course you can keep going. You have the discipline, the determination, the grit, the passion to keep going. I know that. I have observed you, my friend. Let's go. Let's talk about these different variations of accents, of how people speak English. Are you prepared? Of course you are. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. If you want to speak English, let's speak. You don't need to be American. You don't need to be British. You don't need to be from New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. No. And with this class, I prove you that you really don't need it. Let's start with Google's CEO, Sundar Pichai. This guy is from India, and he is the CEO of Google right now. Google is a search engine company. Watch him.
It can be difficult to find hope. So let me skip right to the end and tell you what happens. You will prevail. That's not really the end of the speech, so don't get too excited. The reason I know you'll prevail is because so many others have done it before you. 100 years ago, the class of 1920 graduated into the end of a deadly pandemic. 50 years ago, the class of 1970 graduated in the midst of Vietnam War. And nearly 20 years ago, the class of 2001 graduated just months before 9/11. There are notable examples like this. They had to overcome new challenges, and in all cases, they prevailed. The long arc of history tells us we have every reason to be hopeful. So, be hopeful.
All right, did you see? Now, you're going to watch a Lebanese who lives in Mexico speaking English. His name is Carlos Slim. He's one of the richest men in this planet. He owns Claro and a lot of telecom companies. Watch him speak English. A Lebanese who lives in Mexico speaking English. Watch him.
What is a typical day like for you? What happens in a typical Carlos Slim day? You get up early?
I get early. I work. My work many times, is to know what is happening around, look the news, but also talk with the people and talk with them by phone.
Because your business is all over the world, right?
Yes, but by phone you can talk with everyone, and mainly I talk with the people in Mexico that is in charge of the operations. Sometimes they are traveling and I talk with them.
You travel a lot, right?
Yes, I travel a lot, but not necessarily by work. Not necessarily by work. I go to some conference or to make some visit to some countries, but not necessarily for a special work.
Could you understand him? It's so nice to see different people communicating in English. These guys are not native speakers. And they have all their success. I'll show you someone else. This woman is called Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is from, I think she's from Albania. I'll tell you during the production of this class, I'll write here to you where she comes from for sure. But watch Mother Teresa speaking English.
Let us all together thank God for this beautiful occasion where we can all together proclaim the joy of spreading peace, the joy of loving one another, and the joy acknowledging that the poorest of the poor are our brothers and sisters. As we have gathered here to thank God for this gift of peace, I have given you all the prayer for peace that St. Francis of Assisi prayed many years ago. And I wonder, he must have felt the need what we feel today to pray for. I think you have all got that. We'll say it together. Lord, make me a channel of your peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love.
You see, she's communicating in English. Do you think she's worried with her accent? Man, she has a mission. She wants to deliver her message. Like you, if you want to communicate, my friend. Use your body language, your intonation. I'll show you someone else. Nelson Mandela. This guy is another gift from humanity. Listen to him.
I wanted to be known as Mandela, a man with weaknesses, some of which are fundamental. That worried me a great deal, especially because I knew it was not the contribution of an individual which would bring about liberation and the peaceful transformation of the country. And my first task when I came out was to destroy that myth that I was something other than an ordinary human being. Whatever position I occupied, it was as the result of my colleagues and my comrades in the movement who had decided in their wisdom to use me for the purpose of focusing the attention of the country and the international community on me.
You say you
Not because I had any better virtues than themselves, but because this was their decision.
You see? Now, if you were worried with your accent, watch this guy here. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Watch him.
I worked and I worked and I worked. And within a short period of time, I made one movie called Hercules in New York, which of course went right into the toilet. But it didn't discourage me. I still had the same vision. And then all of a sudden I did Streets of San Francisco. I did Stay Hungry and Pumping Iron and The Villain. And then all of a sudden I was asked by Dino De Laurentiis and by Universal Studio, the biggest studio, to star in Conan the Barbarian. And after I did Conan the Barbarian, the director at the press conference said to the press, the director was John Milius. He said to the press, if we wouldn't have had Arnold, we would have had to build one. So think about that. The very body that they said can never be sold because the time is wrong. A few years later, I'm doing Conan the Barbarian, and it was the #1 hit at the box office when it came out in the summer of '82. Think about that. And the director says, if we wouldn't have had his body, we would have had to build one. So all of a sudden, my body became an asset, not a liability. And the same thing was with Terminator. After we were finished filming Terminator, Jim Cameron said to the press, if Arnold wouldn't have had that accent and talked like a machine, I think the movie wouldn't have worked. So think about that. The body and the accent that they attacked was an asset. But I didn't listen to those losers.
You see? The accent Schwarzenegger has became an asset in his career. Now let's see some Brazilian people. A soccer player. Tell him if you know this guy.
I think you know more or less the history, because my father, he told me, my mother, my father, when I born in a small town, in hinterland of Brazil, called Tree Hearts. I born in Tree Hearts. And then when I born, come the lights. Same time come the lights. And then my father gave me Edison because of a Thomas Edison. Mm-hmm. I was very proud to be the name of the engineer of the light. Then I used to tell to everybody, oh, my name is Edmund. When I started to play with the kids in another city where my father went to play, because my father was a soccer player too, then I don't know if I made some mistake, because in Portuguese, when you kick with the foot, called pé. Maybe because I made some mistake, I didn't kick well, they said Pelé. I fight with everybody, no, my name is Edson.
But what do you call yourself now? If you come home and you put the key in the door, do you shout, hi, it's me, Pelé, or Edson? What do you call yourself?
Actually, people gonna be surprised. If you arrive in my house, either Pelé or Edson, my family call me Dico.
Dico?
Dico.
So you've got three names.
But I just, no, of course, now Pelé, I love Pelé. It's a big, important for me.
Do you know him? I have another Brazilian to show you. I'm not sure if you recognize, but watch this guy here.
I am very competitive. I think any racing driver that gets to Formula One has in its personality a lot of competitiveness. I particularly believe to be extremely competitive in anything I do. But it depends where you are and what you're doing, what is your state of mind. If I'm on holiday, off season, it's a different way of living, totally, than when you're doing interviews, when you're testing during the season, racing, competing during the season. You have to allow yourself a different mental approach, a different way of looking the day and night, and only that way I find possible to get the necessary equilibrium to then give everything I have when it really matters.
All right. What are the lessons we can learn with these guys? I'll show you a video of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh speaking English. His name is Ahmed. Watch him.
I think one element that we should not really forget always is what our cost base. Cost is a very important, regardless of what you're doing and how successful you are. You have always to look at your cost, because there is always somebody else who will come and will try to get that service as good as what you are doing for much less cost.
You see, none of these guys that you saw here is native, but they want to communicate, and they communicate, and we can understand them. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I don't care about your accent. Nobody cares about your accent. If you say car or car, if you say water or water, people want to see results. People want to see attitudes. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. Let me tell you expressions to use when you need time to think. I'm telling you that your accent is irrelevant, but I am not telling you that being silent, you communicate yourself. You need to use words, body language, intonation, and sometimes you forget. We sometimes forget the words we need to use. Let's see some expressions to use when you need time to think. Here we go. Expressions to use when you need time to think. The first one of the most used words in English. Well, you ask me, Felipe, who's the best student you have? This is not an easy question. So I need time to think. I say, well, that's a very good question. We have thousands of students. We have students in 181 countries around the world. There are excellent students everywhere. My question to you is, do you really want to learn? Because if you do, my friend, you are unstoppable. Nothing can stop you if you really want. And I am here to serve you if you want to speak English. So you say, well, this is the first. The other one is let me think. Let me think. Another one. Let's see. You ask me, Felipe, from the people you presented, who's the most inspiring? I tell you, well, let me think. Arnold Schwarzenegger is phenomenal. The guy is very inspiring. Mother Teresa is a role model, is humble, hard worker, determined. Nelson Mandela is fantastic. This guy fought for equal rights. I'm telling you about these guys. I tell you, let me think. Let's see. Another expression to connect ideas, and when you need time to think, is I mean. Let's suppose I tell you, Mother Teresa is the most inspiring. You ask me, why? I tell you, well, I think she's the most inspiring because she devoted her life to serve people. I mean, she was always working for people. I mean, she was serving food for people who need. She was teaching kids how to read, how to write. I mean, she was so dedicated. I am using I mean to connect my ideas and to have more time to think. Do you understand? Please choose one of these expressions and comment one example here. I just remembered one more. You can also say, this is another conversation strategy if you need time to think. I showed you people who communicate well. Let me see if you can understand these guys talking. Watch this video and tell me if you can understand. 3, 2, 1.
I'm fired out of it, 10 down, 15 on the better dang better on 15, I better dang better on 15, 20, I better dang better on 15, better dang better on 20, now 5 better dang better on 30, and 30, and 30, 25 better dang better on 30, you want to put 30, sir, 25 to them, you're out, I better dang better on 25, better dang better on 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35, better dang better on 40, but $40.
You see? I can't understand these guys either. This is crazy, man. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. I don't care about your accent. I just want to communicate with you. I want to see you speaking English. If you are from the Northeast, you have one accent. If you are from the South, you have another accent. If you were from Middle West, you have a different accent. If you were from the center of the country, you have another accent. North, South, East, West. We have different accents, and this is beautiful. Come here, let's walk. The differences we have are a great way to learn with each other, to access new knowledge, new culture. When you start speaking English with people from different countries, you will see the accent from India, the accent from Arab countries, Middle East, from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, from United States, from Brazil, from Latin people. They say it's very, very when they talk about the V, because the V in Spanish is ube. So they don't pronounce the V very clearly. But that's okay. This is beautiful. The differences bind us together. Let's see what is it? 3, 2, 1. Yes! We're finishing one more class. My level of joy, of happiness, of gratitude right now is at the top. When you finish our class, to me it means progress. To me it means you're growing. And you know my opinion about progress. Progress means happiness. And happiness is in the journey. Happiness is not when you are in Miami speaking English and meeting new people. Happiness is right now, when you are getting prepared for that moment. Let me show you someone speaking English. This guy you're gonna see is Bill Drayton. He's a philanthropist from United States. We met at this event at Georgetown University. This guy is phenomenal. Watch him speak English.
There you go, Bill. Hi, this is Bill Drayton from Ashoka. We are part of a transition in the world to an everyone a change to make the world, where we're all changing together. That means we've got to have a common language. For whatever historical reasons, English is it, and so your work is so important. So thank you. See you next class. See you next class.
Yes. Now I ask you, where are you from? Is your accent like mine? I say porta, portão, porteira. And you? How do you pronounce these words? Comment here. Thank you very much. I am Felipe Dib. See you next class.